There was always that obstacle that many of us believe was in Patrick Williams' way when it came to breaking out. That was DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan is now a Sacramento King. So does that mean Patrick Williams will finally break out now that DeMar DeRozan is no longer on the team? And is DeMar DeRozan a Chicago legend? Y'all know we're going to talk about it all. Break it down. But you got to hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shy Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys of Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on today's daily episode. If you're tuned in with me today, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell as well. A big shout out to you all for helping us reach the next goal. We are still on that road to keep on pushing up. So if you tuned in, tune in the right way and go ahead and do what you got to do to hit that subscribe button. But hey, the topic of the day, we got to talk about Patrick Williams and everything that he's been a part of these last few years. We know that a lot of the times when we came to talk about Patrick Williams, a lot of us went out there and said it's a mentality thing. Then a lot of us like to point to the fact that DeMar DeRozan was on the squad. Then there were other things that came up to play, like he's out of position, which is all understandable. You know what I'm saying? And it's all understandable. It could be things right now that was in place that we could look at it where you could say absolutely. But I say right now, we're at the point to where all that has to be pushed to the side, and it's time for Patrick Williams to step the hell up. It's time for Patrick Williams to come out here and do what he needs to do to ensure that he is one of those guys that we're talking about when it comes to pushing this thing forward for the Chicago Bulls. I always understood those who brought up, hey, DeMar playing style is, this way, and that's kind of holding P. Will back. And I was cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But then it got to a point where we was like, bro, P. Will at some point got to grow up. That's just what it really is. I mean, because we seen if we sat down, we look at the box score, we watched the film, we can go ahead and have discussions about the shot attempts that Patrick Williams was getting. We wanted to go ahead and have Billy Donovan draw up more plays for him and see if he can, increase his volume of shots. And then some of those opportunities he was able to take advantage of. And then many others, in my mind, he was not able to take advantage of because I believe it was a mentality thing. And part of that reason why a lot of people was saying that DeMar DeRozan was in the way is because when you seen DeMar take a game off or be out due to injury or something like that, we've seen Patrick Williams go out and have a great game, 25 points. The 30, I think it's 32 or 35 points that he had against the Minnesota Timberwolves. All games that you can some moments that you could pretty much bring up and say, hey, Patrick Williams with DeMar DeRozan was out there and he was given a bigger or a larger responsibility. Patrick Williams was out there and we seen some type of results that was different than other games when DeMar DeRozan was on the court. So it was very, very understandable. And it was going to come up anyway because of the style of the play. You know what I'm saying? And what I see and what they was doing. But it was, to me, it was at some point where Patrick Williams just had to grow the hell up. That's just how I look at it, because you seen with other guys that was on the floor at that particular time, Ayo Dosunmu. You know what I'm saying? He was able to come off the bench and still be very productive with DeMar DeRozan. Then we seen what just happened this past season with Kobe White. We like, golly, why can't the same thing happen for Patrick Williams? So I say all this to say this. There's no more excuses for this young man. That's what it really comes down to for Patrick Williams. The excuse of DeMar DeRozan is out the door. We just re-upped on Patrick Williams. That re-up with that contract tells me that they believe in him. Him signing it says he believes in the organization, and we gonna rock with it. But I believe that now that DeMar DeRozan is off the squad, there is no more excuses for him. And I believe this is why I'm positive about it when it comes to Patrick Williams, but I'm still gonna be cautiously optimistic. I believe I heard that from Magic Johnson, and then I told CDubb about it on one of the shows last week. And I'm like, when it comes to Patrick Williams, I'm gonna be cautiously optimistic. So I'm gonna be optimistic for him, but I'm still gonna tread lightly because you got to show me at this point. I can't go off what your skill set says. I gotta go off what the film says, what the box score says. What are you showing me when I sit down and watch the Chicago Bulls? And I think that he will. He's capable. And that's why I'm optimistic, because in the last, we could bring up the 20 points, games that P Will has had without DeMar, or those moments that he had without DeMar. But I can bring up the fact that this past season, Patrick Williams scored over 20 points 4 times. In all 4 of those games, DeMar DeRozan was on the court. So he's very, very capable. I think that mindset is still coming up and he's going to eventually give us something. Give us an answer to let us know this month ain't it, or give us the answer that he is it. And it's a good fact when we gonna be happy to have him for the next 5 years. That's what's gonna come out of this season. I know it's gonna be some moments. There are some concerns because of injuries now. It's starting to wonder if Patrick Williams is now injury prone. But other than that, when he ready to go, there's no training wheels on this. There's no leash. There's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's go time now. It's really, really go time now for Patrick Williams, because at this point, in this day and time, hey, we need to see these young Bulls be young Bulls and go hoop. I already, like me personally, it's going to be a lot of people that said this team is going to be dog water. And that could be true. But I think they're going to be a lot more funner to watch because of the increased pace that I, anticipate happening. I think it's going to be a lot of fun watching these young players grow right before our eyes. And even some of them, sustain themselves and grab their footing and go from walking to now running in the NBA. I believe Kobe White is now walking in the NBA. I believe this upcoming season he should be running. Same thing with Ayo Dosunmu. Now increased responsibility. We're going to see who made for this. With increased responsibility, we are going to see who's made for this. I believe that I believe these guys have gone through enough and accumulated enough wounds in the NBA to be able to hold themselves or know how to react in certain situations. Will it be perfect? Absolutely not. But I believe with the games coming out of the All-Star break and you fighting for your playoff lives, the year that Zach LaVine was in and out of the lineup and Lonzo Ball went down, they came out of that second half of the season pretty much trying to maintain and all that stuff. Same thing for the last 2 seasons. You know what I'm saying? These guys have been fighting. They've been in those pressurized moments, playing in elimination games, playing in, these things like that. These young guys should be ready to go. What is it going to turn out to be? We shall see. We shall see. But the main guy that got to help lead this is Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams, Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu lead the way. Josh Giddey, throw him up in there. Y'all got to lead the way. That's just what it is. No more excuses for these guys. No more excuses. No more excuses. Let's get ready. Let's get ready. But let me know your thoughts in the comments on that below. Let me know how you feeling about that. Do you finally feel that Patrick Williams is going to break out, or have you given up hope? Because I know, and I'm not even mad at some of the people that have completely given up hope. If you given up hope, let me know. And I cautiously optimistic. I'm not gonna come out here and say he's gonna become an all-star, but I'm gonna show him a little but it's no more holding hands on that situation for sure. Now, before we get up out of here, I would just want to bring to you guys a discussion I found very, very interesting across social media these last few days. There were some people that believe that DeMar DeRozan is now a Chicago Bulls legend. And there are some people that say he ain't a Chicago Bulls legend because he ain't win nothing. You let me know from your side of the table and where you stand on this. Me personally, I can't agree. If you don't believe he's a Chicago legend, cool. If you do, cool. Me personally, I'm gonna say for the past 3 seasons, he electrified the as much as he can. He electrified the fan base as much as he can. Was it always pretty? No. But I can say that a lot of the games were won because of him. I would say that he is the least to blame when it comes to who's more to blame. I would say he's probably at the bottom of the list when it comes to who's most to blame according to least to blame. I would say that he's been available. He you know what I'm saying, has been a great teammate. He's taken these final shots and gave us some crazy ass moments. I know y'all remember the back-to-back game winners on New Year's Eve and then New Year's. Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. What about the clutch buckets against Atlanta? What about the clutch buckets against the New York Knicks? What about when he talked to Jalen Brunson, told him, hey, boy, don't miss that free throw, when Jalen Brunson went and missed that free throw? I'm just saying, there's just so many moments with DeMar DeRozan that we've seen to not say, damn, that's a timestamp moment. Damn, that was a historical moment. He broke records in a Bulls uniform. Ladies and gentlemen, DeMar did that. He was the king of the fourth. He did that. When was the last king of the fourth that we had? Tell me. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. And the guy, I don't want to bring him up, and I'm not trying to crap on him, but you know where I'm going to go with this. Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine's been here longer. Zach LaVine don't have as many great moments as DeMar DeRozan. That says something, right? Does it not? I get the whole playoff stuff and no playoff success and whatnot, but again, he's not the main reason why the Bulls didn't make it through a playoff run. Guys kept getting injured, and he the lone man carrying the team on his back. Gotta keep it a buck. When Nikola Vucevic was out here throwing hissy fish, DeMar was still throwing 25, 30 points up. 40 when he needed them. 40 when you needed him. You know what I'm saying? The one game we did win in the playoffs, who won the game for us? 40 in that game. From who? DeMar DeRozan. So I say all to say this, like, look, you got your criteria. I have mine. I believe he's worthy. So when he comes back to the United Center, he deserves some praise. He deserves some cheers. Look, every relationship ain't going to always be perfect. There's always going to be relationships that teeter more than others, that are more successful than others, that are stronger than others. But in my eyes, for Bobby, just speaking for myself, he's a Chicago legend. Just be based off what I've seen from him the last 3 seasons. That's just me. But you let me know your thoughts and everything down below on that one. I'm done for today. Thank you so much for always tuning in, and the support has been felt. Thank you so much. Continue to hit that like button. Continue to share with your peers and all your friends that enjoy Bulls content. And we're going to keep the fire coming over here on Shy Bulls Podcast. If you want to be a part of one of our mailbag episodes, call in. I'm going to do some checking today, so you should be good to go to have your voicemail played over our episode, as long as it's appropriate, tomorrow. But thank y'all. That number is 773-242-9219, by the way. So that's it, y'all. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
Cognac. Gang.